Hello everyone, and welcome to GRADSCALE's LRDI Solutions, an initiative by GRADSKOOL, where we break down the top set of the week and build smarter LRDI solving strategies. So let's begin. In this set, we are told that four friends, Pawan, Qureshi, Radhika, and Samir, practice lawn tennis from Monday to Saturday every week. Exactly two friends practice every day. A different pair practices on each day of a week, and no two pairs practice for an equal number of hours during a week. The number of hours for which any pair practices is a natural number less than 10. So let us note this down here first. So पहले ऐसे करके लिखते हैं कि QRS to denote Pawan, Qureshi, Radhika, and Samir. And then let us write down the days like this: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. टेबल बना लेते हैं. Okay. Now it is given that a different pair practices on each day of a week and no two pairs practice for an equal number of hours during a week. A different pair practices on each day. That means that, that means a different pair. So pair includes two people. तो ऐसे होगा कि P, Q, P, R, P, S. So like these, there will be different pairs. So first, let us note down the pairs that we can form. So PQ can be a pair, PR can be a pair, PS can be a pair, QR can be a pair, QS can be a pair, and RS can be a pair. So these six pairs are possible. You can see that everyone here is being a part of three pairs. So Q is a part of three different pairs. P is a part of three different pairs. Similarly, for R and S, they are a part of three different pairs. So since it is told that a different pair practices on each day of a week, so that means each of them plays three like practices for 3 days in a week. So that's clear. All right. Now it is also told the number of hours for which any pair practices is a natural number less than 10. So before going to that, let us go into the clues. So first clue says Pawan doesn't practice on Monday. Also, he doesn't practice on any two consecutive days. So we can see it is told that Pawan will not practice on Monday. So we can cross this out. And it doesn't practice on any two consecutive days. Okay. So we will come to this later. Let us mark it here. Okay. The number of hours for which Samir practices on any day is a multiple of 3. Okay. Radhika practices on 3 consecutive days, but not on Monday. So Radhika also doesn't practice on Monday. So that means on Monday, the pair that will be practicing will be Qureshi and Samir. Clear? So we can just tick it like this here. All right. So, and also Radhika practices on 3 consecutive days, but not on Monday. Clear? All right. Samir doesn't practice on Wednesday and Saturday. So we can say that Samir is not practicing here and here. All right. Cool. We can mark this out because this pair, we have got this pair that it is performing on Monday. So anyways, so all right. The number of hours for which Qureshi practices on any day is an odd prime number. The distinct values of the number of hours for which different practice. So we can come to these clues later. First, let us find out which pair practices on which particular day. All right. So as you can see that P has to perform on three days, and they cannot be consecutive days. So the only combination of 3 days where he can perform are Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and they are not consecutive days. All right, so it will not perform on Wednesday and Friday. Clear? All right. Now it is also told that Radhika practices on 3 consecutive days, but not on Monday. So Radhika is not performing on Monday and it has to perform on 3 consecutive days. So if you see properly, if Radhika practices on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that means it is performing with P on on 2 days, but it was clearly told that a different pair will perform on different days, right? So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is not a suitable uh, range of consecutive days. All right. So what can be the other option? So it can be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So if Radhika performs on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that means it is performing with P on one particular day only, because P is not performing on Wednesday and Friday. So we can go with this case. All right. So Radhika is not performing on Tuesday and Saturday. Clear? All right. Now, are any other clues given? So we can mark this one as done. 3 consecutive days, but not on Monday. This is done, and summary is done. All right, cool. Now, Qureshi, Qureshi can perform with P only on Saturday, because on Saturday no one else is performing. So it will go here. Clear? All right. That means if Qureshi is performing here, then on which other day it can perform? So Qureshi and Samir is done. P and Q is done. Okay, so the only one that is left is Q and R. So let us find on which day Q and R are both available. So here Q will not perform. Okay. Q and R is available on Friday and Wednesday. Okay. All right. Now P, let us go to P first. So P and R is performing. P and R is done. So P and S is the only pair that is left, which needs to be filled out. So P and S. So on which day P is left to perform? It is on Tuesday. So it will perform on Tuesday with S. So Q will not perform on Tuesday. Clear? All right. R and S. R and S will then perform on Friday. That's the only day when R has not been mapped with anyone. So R and S is performing on Friday. All right. And Q and R will perform on Wednesday. Clear? All right. So now we know that which pair will be performing on which particular day. All right. Now let us focus on the hours that each of them will perform on a particular day. So for that, we will refer to the other clues. All right. So the number of hours for which Samir practices on any day is a multiple of 3. Now we know that Samir is practicing for 3 days, and it is also told that any pair practices for the number of hours for which any pair practices is a natural number less than 10. So all the natural numbers which are less than 10 and is a multiple of 3, let us note them down. So for hours, the options are 3, 6, and 9. They are a mandatory pair because Samir will be performing in 3 days, and there are only 3 multiples of 3 that are present, which is less than 10. All right. So let us mark it down. Okay. The number of hours for which Qureshi practices on any day is an odd prime number. So less than 10, there are 3 odd prime numbers. So that is 3, 5, and 7. So let us write them down here as well. 3, 5, and 7. Okay. So these are the available hours. Okay. So the pairs will be performing in these hours only. Okay. Right. The distinct value of the number of hours for which different pairs practice during a week consists of 2 odd perfect squares. So the 2 odd perfect squares that are less than 10 are 1 and 9. So the last one will be 1. So these are the 6 different distinct hours in which the pairs will be performing. Clear? So now let us go back here once. Okay, so the sum of the number of hours for which practice is done on Friday and Saturday is one more than the sum of the number of hours for which practice is done on Tuesday and Wednesday. Okay, let us mark these two as done. So, okay. So what it is trying to say is that the hours taken in these 2 days and the hours taken in these 2 days. So this is plus one of what, if this is x, then this is x plus one. So let us think who all are performing on Friday, Saturday, and who all are performing on Tuesday and Wednesday. So you can see that on Wednesday, Qureshi is performing, on Saturday, Qureshi is performing. Okay. And on Tuesday, Pawan is performing and Samir is performing. And in Saturday, Pawan is performing and Qureshi is performing. So what we can say is that for here, this can be either 5 or 7, like three, anything between 3, 5 or 7. Okay. In this as well, it can be anything between 3, 5 or 7, and in this also it will be anything between 3, 5 and 7. But if you see properly, on Monday, Qureshi is performing with Samir. So if a pair performs together, तो उन लोगों को एक साथ perform करना पड़ेगा, and they will be performing for the same number of hours, right? So now we know that Samir is performing in an hour which is a multiple of 3. Okay, so and also we know that Qureshi is performing in an hour which is an odd prime number. So the odd prime numbers that are available is 3, 5, and 7. And the and the and about Samir, the hours that are available is 3, 6, and 9. So the common hour is 3. Hence, this pair will be performing for 3 hours here. Clear? So if this performs for 3 hours on Monday, then Qureshi will be left with 5 or 7 here. So we can keep 5 or 7. And here it can be 7 or 5. Clear? And we can see on Tuesday, Samir performs. Okay. So if Samir performs, the only two hours that are left is 6 or 9. So we can keep a 6 or 9 here. And on Friday as well, Samir is performing. So it can be 9 or 6. So this is 9 or 6. That means this will be 1. Clear? Now let us go back to what it was trying to ask. So it was trying to ask is that on Tuesday and Wednesday, the hours for which the pair performs is one less than the hours for which the pairs perform on Friday and Saturday. So let us make some cases. So case 1, let's say that on Tuesday the pair performs for Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Let us make the cases here. Tuesday, the pair performs for 6 hours, and Wednesday, the pair performs for 5 hours. That means on Friday, it will perform for 9 hours, and this will be 7. Okay. The next one is this is 6, this is 7, this is 9, this is 5. The next one that is coming up to is 9, this is 5, and this is 6, this is 7. Okay. And wait a minute, let me write this down in the next sheet. So the cases will be, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, 6, 5, 9, 7 will be 6, 7, 9, 5 will be 9, 5, 6, 7, and this is 9, 7, 6, 5. So if you find the sum, so this comes up to be 11, this is 16, this is 13, this is 14, so this is 14, this is 13, this is 16, this is 11. Now we were told that now we were told here that the sum of number of hours for which practice is done on Friday and Saturday is one more than the sum of number of hours for which the practice is done on Tuesday and Wednesday. So the only feasible case is this one. Okay. On Friday and Saturday, it is one more than what it is practicing on Tuesday and Wednesday. So that means the combination for this will be 6, 7, 6, 7, and This will be 9, 5. All right. So this is 6, 7, and this is 9, 5. Then we can say that how much hours is P performing in total. So P is practicing for on Tuesday it will practice for 6 hours. Thursday it will practice for 1 hour. On Saturday it will practice for 5 hours. That means it is performing for 12 hours. Okay. Kureshi is performing on Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. So on Monday it is practicing for 3 hours. On Wednesday it is practicing for 7 hours. 7 hours, and on Saturday it is practicing for 5 hours, so that comes up to be 15 hours. And ard is practicing on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So on Wednesday it is practicing for 7 hours, Thursday it is practicing for 1 hour, and on Friday it is practicing for 9 hours, so this is coming up to be 17. On Saturday, and on S is performing on Monday, Tuesday, and on Friday. Monday it is practicing for 3 hours, on Tuesday it is practicing for 6 hours, and on Friday it is practicing for 9 hours, so that means it is practicing for 18 hours. All right, so the table is ready. Now let us go to the questions. For how many hours in a week does Radhika practice? So Radhika, we denoted Radhika with R. So Radhika was practicing for 17 hours in the week. So A is the right answer. On which of the following days does Qureshi practice with Pawan? So Qureshi was denoted by Q and Pawan was denoted by P. So Qureshi and Pawan were performing on Saturday. So again, A is the right answer. For the last question, which of the following combination of pair of friends, day, number of hours of practice is correct? So the options are Radhika and Qureshi, Wednesday and 5 hours. Let us see. So Radhika and Qureshi are practicing on Wednesday, but they're practicing for 7 hours. So that is not the right answer. Radhika and Samir, Friday 9 hours. Radhika and Samir are practicing on Friday and they're practicing for 9 hours. So this is the right answer. Pawan and Samir, Thursday and 6 hours. Pawan and Samir is here on Tuesday and 6 hours. So this is also wrong. Hence, B is the right answer. Thank you for being a part of the session. Your growth comes from consistent daily actions. So make sure you click the link in the description and continue your preparation with 5 quant questions, 1 LRDI set, and either 1 RC passage or 5 VA questions. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.